Yo, happy fucking New Year, baby. It's 2022 and it's time to get back into the groove of UFC. So, yeah, man, we're here, finally, first card of the year. Yeah, I'm, even with all the bullshit that's happened throughout the week to the card, I'm still hyped. Because I've been so fucking UFC deprived, just like all of you, most likely, that I need it. I don't care who's on the card, so. I'm hyped. Um, Before I get into the breakdown, I just want to go off track a minute or two and just talk about. I did just bring up the New Year's thing, New Year's. So I just want to talk about my goals for YouTube this year. My main goal for YouTube this year is just get. My main goal for YouTube this year is 100 subs. I got 10 right now. I don't know why or how, but I got 10, 10 right now. 100 would be fucking legendary, and I swear these videos will get better over time. Just gotta believe me. I've tried to make the audio sound better over time. I think I have. And I'm just actually getting something on the screen. I've been looking for free editors, not people, editor sites. If you have a good one for free, drop it down below or DM me on Twitter, Instagram. They're linked in the description. But yeah, 100, man. Let's do it, baby. Get on the train now or hop on later. Either way, see you at the top. But enough of me rambling about my own stupid shit. Let's talk about UFC Vegas 46, Qatar versus Chikidze. Look in the first breakdown 2022, baby. Let's go. First fight of the year. Brian Boom Keller versus Kevin Crash Kroom. Well, this was not supposed to be the fight Keller was supposed to be doing. Keller was supposed to be fighting Sedioka, how do you say his name? And not even on this card, let alone, he was supposed to be fighting him, I think, maybe at 270, or not, in the future, not on this card, but they moved it. And now, Sedioka got COVID. So now, Kevin Kroom, being the crazy fucker that he is, said, I'll step in on like 4 days notice and fight Keller. And, yeah. Two old motherfuckers at bantamweight. Where do I start with this fight? Kroom definitely needs this win. He's 0-2 in UFC, losing to Roosevelt Roberts and Alex Caceres. Not terrible. The Caceres one, not a terrible loss at all, but the Roosevelt loss, not great. And he's 34, so he's kind of up there. For Keller, we all know Keller. I don't need to explain Brian Keller. We all know Brian Keller. He's been around for fucking ever. He beats guys he should. He loses to he should. He beats people like Hunter Azure, Ray Rodriguez, and Domingo Pilate, but he'll lose to a Cody Stamen and a Ricky Simone. And now, obviously, looking at this fight, you got a question: does Kevin Kroom fall in the category of Keller Keller should win, or Keller should lose? And is that 145? Keller usually is 135. So I don't think I'll play too big of a factor, but you know, Kroom is 5'11" to 5'6", and he had almost a 10-inch reach advantage without help. But honestly, I think Keller's veteranship will make all that kind of irrelevant in a way. So, I don't know. It's a terrible fight to begin the year, but it's like, man. Let me bring up these betting odds. Don't even have the betting odds on Topology at the moment. Keller around 300 to plus 255, and I would say 250 Keller to plus 200. I think that Keller's big problem in this fight is Kroon reach and height. Besides that, Keller is easily the better fighter. So, yeah, I kind of hard not to go for Keller. Could Kroon just go out there, do some crazy shit, and win? Absolutely. That's one of the best things about Kevin Kroon. He is kind of a crazy fighter. But is he gonna do that? Maybe. Is he gonna win? Not maybe. I wouldn't count on it. And yeah. I'm starting off the year. First pick of the year. Brian Boom Keller by probably decision, unless Kroon gasses later, like he did against Caceres and gets subbed. Well, I swear he got subbed against Caceres, but Kroon was so gassed by the second and third against Caceres that I'm shocked he didn't get subbed. So, guy could easily see Keller subbing him later. I doubt he subbed him in the first, but I could always see a second or third round submission or even finish. Keller does have a little power, but I'm going decision personally. So, Brian Kelleher by decision. And yeah, not a horrible fight to start the card. I'm literally, because I didn't do this before I started recording, I'm literally looking at who's my fucking lock of the card. Oh gosh, just fucking terrible for locks. Damn. This card's really bad for locks and betting wise. So. But now we move on to another fight that's been fucked over and changed. TJ Brown versus Charles Rosa. This was originally supposed to be Gabriel Benitez, but he withdrew, so Charles Rosa, being the crazy motherfucker Charles Rosa is, on 3-day notice, steps in against TJ Brown. Very interesting fight here. Excuse me. Very interesting fight. TJ Downtown Brown has not been great in the UFC. I think he should be on a 3-fight skid. Losing to Jordan Griffin, and not the worst loss in the world, but not great. Losing to Danny Chavez, and getting weaker, and then losing to Kai Kamaka, which that's the one he won, quote unquote, but he fucking lost that fight. So he's 0-3 in the UFC, and he really needs this bad. And for his opponent, Rosa, win-loss. In his last fight a couple months ago, looked garbage against Damon Jackson. Before that, beat Justin James, lost to Derek Minor, beat Kevin Aguilar, lost to Bryce Mitchell. So, I guess you can look at Rosa a lot like Brian Keller. Beats when, like, he wins against Justin James, a Kevin Aguilar, but he's gonna lose to Bryce Mitchell and a fucking Damon Jackson. So, again, now you gotta ask yourself, where's TJ Brown fall into all of this? And honestly, I don't think he's that good, personally. I'm trying to remember. I remember the Kamaka fight pretty well. He did not win that fight. If I remember the Chavez or Griffin fight, I remember it wasn't good. He didn't look amazing. So, 0-3. This fight's actually really bad. What does the betting odds say? Again, not even on Topology. TJ Brown minus 250, plus 210. What? Okay, so I go sure. I disagree. I would honestly probably 115 apiece. So I think it's both with the very. If anything, I would have Rosa the favorite. He's beaten better guys. He's actually won in the UFC. They might not be great wins, like his best UFC wins. Who? Sean Soriano. But also look who he's been in there with: Dennis Seaver, Jair Rodriguez, Shane Burgos, Bryce Mitchell. He's not been fighting fucking tomato cons. So the win-loss thing actually makes sense. He loses to a top guy like a Yair Rodriguez, but then we'll fight a Kevin Aguilera. That would make sense. So, and then went with my first big dog of the year, Charles Boston Strong Rosa. He just needs to fight smart. He looked terrible against Damon. If that Rosa shows up, then just throw away my pick already. But if he actually shows up there wanting to fucking win, I think he can. I don't think much of TJ Brown personally. No. Then I'm gonna go Boston Strong Rosa by decision. Yeah, probably decision. And yeah, probably decision. But I could totally see a finish for either guy. So, and it's kind of funny. I was not gonna pick about the last two fights. I was not gonna pick Keller if it was still Sergio Cup, and I was probably gonna pick TJ Brown if it was still Gabriel Benitez. So, kind of funny how shit works out. But big dog, first big dog of the year, Charles Rosa by decision. After that, a fight that's not been fucking fucked with because of COVID or whatever. Ramiz Brahima versus Court the Crusher McGee. A very interesting fight here. Grappler versus grappler. Who's the better grappler? Who's the better striker? To go. We all know Court McGee. Been in there for fucking years. Went on a bad streak, but won his last fight with Claudio Silva, and now he's fighting a younger guy, Ramiz Brahima. Ramiz has not been great in the UFC. He 1-1. Almost had his ear ripped off against Max Griffin, and then ran through Sasha Palatnikov. I don't know how great of English Sasha Palatnikov is, but he's what it is. And now he's fighting Court. Definitely a step up. But this is a tough one. Very tough fight. Striking wise, since we all know when grapplers fight, it's usually a striking fest, so you gotta look at it that way. Who's the better striker? Probably Court. But on the ground, that's close. It might be Ramiz, honestly. Maybe I'm high, but it could be. I think on the ground are actually probably pretty even. Maybe it might come down to who's fucking stronger and who has a better gas tank. If it comes down to that, I don't know, man. Lord. It's really tough to pick. The betting odds have Court coming in as the very, very small 120 favorite to +100. Personally, I probably would have Court as the favorite. I understand it, but don't mean I'm picking him. I'm leaning towards the one ear, Mr. One Ear Ramiz. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards one ear. Not confident in either, really. Either guy I pick, I'm not confident in. But if you put a fucking gun to my head and told me who are you more confident in, if you had a bet on, I might go for Ramiz Brahima. I don't know why. He's 8 years younger. I don't know. Very tough. Fuck, I don't know. This is a hard one. I think I'm gonna go with my English. Fuck, alright. You haven't been off for that long. Maybe it's like 2 years. But fuck. I'm gonna go with Ramiz Brahima by decision. I could see a sub, but I won't count on it. So yeah, I'm a second dog in a row. Ramiz Brahima, don't let me down, you fuck. Ramiz Brahima. And then the featured prelim, another fight that has not been fucked with, thanks for leaks. I actually think this is a fun fight. Jamie the Nightwolf Pickett versus Joseph Ugly Man Holmes. This has probably been one of the most talked about fights on the card for a couple reasons. The betting odds are very interesting, and just Joseph Holmes seems like a cool kid. Great nickname, funny nickname. I guess we'll talk about Jamie first, since he's easily the more well-known, I guess, would be the right, yeah, definitely well-known guy. He's, what, 1-2 in the UFC? Finally getting a win in his last fight. Yeah, Jamie Pickett getting a win in his last fight. Finally, I was going 0-2. He didn't have an easy 2 first fights. Tafon Chukwi, not an easy fight. Jordan Wright, not an easy fight. But then he finally got a win against Star Pulley, which, by the way, I called him winning that. He was like Star Pulley was like -2 hundo plus. Like, come on, people. Come on. He's a watered down Charles Oliveira. I called Jamie Pickett as like a +180. I wish I would have bet on the guy. But now he's fighting Ugly Man Holmes. I think he really needs this one bad. But now you look at Ugly Man Holmes. If you look at his wins on record, they ain't great. 6-5, 6-1-1, 3-2, 0-1, 4-1, 6-8. So he's not beating good guys, but he's winning. Will that transfer over to the UFC against Jamie Pickett? We'll see. But this is easily a step up in competition. But can he step up to the plate? He is the shockingly -150 favorite, which is questionable. And Jamie Pickett does come back +130. Honestly, I would probably have Pickett -130 and Holmes +115. I think Holmes has question marks, but that being said, it does not mean I'm not picking him, mainly because of his nickname. It's great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Joseph Holmes in this one. I think if he can make it out of round 1, Pickett will probably gas. And hopefully Holmes does not gas with him. And I think he can get a finish. How? I don't know. I'm feeling... What am I fucking feeling here? Finish? Wow. I can see a second round submission. Yeah. I'm going my pick, Joseph Holmes, second round submission. Lock it in, baby. Let's go. Holmes, submission in the second. Let's go. Yeah, so those were the prelims. 4 fights. Ooh. Out of a 10-fight card, why would you not do 5 apiece? I don't know. UFC logic. But now we move on to the main card, which starts off with Anderson Burrito versus Bill Algio. First of all, I'm shocked this fight didn't get canned, since earlier in the week one of his quartermen tested positive for COVID. So hopefully that comes back safe. I think it has, because they haven't canceled the fight yet. But there's still a day left till the card starts. So, but you do got Burrito coming off, I think, Contender Series, if I'm correct. Yeah, being Diego Lopez. I kind of remember that fight. I kind of don't. I kind of was on and off Contender Series this season. I made picks for every week, I kind of fucking not paying attention. But, yeah, he looks about 40, but he's only 26. So, and then you got Bill Algio. Super win-loss. Last one was Spike Carlisle. Ugh, he sucked in UFC. And he's he's 1-2, losing to Ricardo Ramos and Ricardo Lamas. For the man, what a debut, Ricardo Lamas. That's definition being fed to the fucking wolves. But now he's fighting Burrito. Burrito is a -125 favorite. I think, personally, that might be fucking low. Personally, I might have him about 200. Honestly, I think that might be a little low. Only 125 against Bill Algio? I don't know. Yeah. I'm definitely on Burrito on this one. I think Algio is really hard to trust. And I definitely have more faith in Burrito not fucking this up than I do Algio. And I think I feel like Burrito get him out there quick. I don't know how. I don't know if I want to go first round finish or first round submission. I don't know yet. I'm leaning towards submission, but I don't know. I'm going Burrito by a finish in the first. I don't know what yet, but I'm definitely gonna go Burrito. So, Burrito by finish in the first. And I really hope it doesn't seem like I'm rushing through these. Fucking 22 minutes in, we're already halfway through the card. But what do you want me to say about Bill Algio or fucking Jamie Pickett? So, I don't know. Very fun. But next fight on the card, actually one of the 3 fights I actually care about. 2, yeah, about there, maybe 4 fights I care about, and that's Dakota Bush versus Vichev Brskoshchev, aka Slava Claus, as everyone calls him. Very good fight. Dakota Bush coming off a loss to Austin Hubbard, terrible loss. Was he a Glory guy? I don't know. Yeah, if I remember that fight with Hubbard, he did not look good at all, let alone you're fighting Austin Hubbard, who's garbage, and you lost, so it's kind of like, yeah. But then you got on the other side, English, fuck. You got on the other hand, Slava Claus getting a bad, fucking vicious first round knockout contender series against Chris Duncan, and now he's in UFC. Man, this ain't an easy fight. Like I say, I talk about Bush losing to Hubbard, but Bush ain't a pushover. I think he had a bad night, and now he's going up against fucking Slava Claus. God, I'm not ready for it. I think Bush's key to victory is what is key to victory here? Honestly, groundwork maybe. But fucking Slava Claus is Russian, so you're kind of walking into a brick wall there. So it's kind of good. The betting odds do have Slava Claus coming in -180. I would definitely be moving up to around 200. And if I had to pick a lock, damn, I might be going for Slava Claus because fucking Kurt's desperate for locks. I think Bush can win this. He would need to get very lucky with wrestling and try to gas Slava quick. Don't think it's gonna happen, personally, but could. And with that being said, I'm going with Slava by finishing the first. Bush was a good first fight challenge, but I don't think he's that. It's a good debut. It's the best way to put it. It's a really good debut for Slava. And it's gonna be interesting to see how he does under the bright lights. But I'm going with Slava by finishing the first, and yeah, not much more to say. I probably would be the most confident pick. A fight with name value. Too bad it's a shit fight. Caitlin Blonde Fighter Shukagian versus Jennifer Maia 2. Who the flying fuck asked for a rematch of this fight? I know I didn't. Is it 1 fucking 25 already that dead? They're doing shitty rematches? Yeah, it is what I expected. This fight might get the longest breakdown so far because actually fighters people care about. I'll start with Shukagian, I guess. Shukagian really coming off a loss against Algio, let alone she tapped, let alone getting the bullshit decision. For that, beat Cynthia Calvillo. Oh boy. Got punched in the tummy by Andrade. Beat Antonina Shevchenko. Right. But got murdered by Valentina. Nothing new. I never saw much of Shukagian. I think the Andrade fight, with how good Andrade is, it doesn't really matter because I think like that was a pathetic performance. Like I'm trying to look through her record. What fight was a good performance? Her the one thing that easily shines in this is being a win over Irene Aldana, but 2017 and that was at what weight class? Bantamweight. Shukagian's a huge fucking 125er. She easily could be a 35er, and she probably will later in her fucking career. But right now she's 25, and she's a tall 25. But in her last 5 fights, where's the impressive performance? Val killed her. You beat Antonina Shevchenko. Whoopie fucking do. Andrade punched you in the tummy, and you gave up. Calvillo sucks. And Araujo, you lost twice. And yeah, you beat Maia the first time. But so what? John Wood, you lost to Jessica fucking I. No hate to Shukagian. She's like a very fucking nice chick, but I don't think she's that good. And I've been saying this for a couple months now. By the end of 2022, don't be shocked if these two are not high in or like nice and ace ranked, because these new wave of fighters I think are better. Honestly, if you ask me, Manon Fierro and Casey O'Neill or Caitlin Shukagian and Jennifer Maia, what two are better? O'Neill and Fierro. Personally, that's what I think. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I doubt it. And then if you look at Maia, last 5, beat Jessica, and actually a really good fight. Lost to Val, but won a round, so kind of a moral victory, I guess you would say. Beat JoJo, lost to Shukag, and beat Roxy. Again, nothing really impressive. I guess the most impressive win is JoJo in a fight that really shouldn't even happen. If JoJo had any was smart at all. But quick armbar got JoJo out there, which props. That was actually a somewhat impressive performance. But at the same time, how impressive a win is Joanne Calderwood? I wouldn't say too impressive, in my opinion. But God, this fight. Name value wise, my God, this fucking jumped off the paper on this card. But fight wise, who gives a fuck? The winner of this ain't fighting Val next, and even if they did, they both get killed again. So it's like, what are you doing this fight for? Like, and I'm gonna ramble on this shit because I want to. You can make 135 or 125, excuse me, so interesting with the simplest of things. tournament. I've even made a fucking bracket. You can go on my Twitter, or you can go find it on my Twitter. And it's so obvious. All you need is 8 fighters who've never fought Val. Manon Fierro, Talia Santos, Casey O'Neill, Ariane Lipsky, Marina Akapova, Alexa Grasso, Tracy Cortez, and Erin Blanchfield. Set that up, have that go for a couple months while Val sits around and does whatever Val does, and the winner fights Val. Instead of having Chukagian or Maya fighter. Again, ooh, no idea what's gonna happen there. Fucking creative. But back to this shit rematch. Chukagian is coming in -170. What should she come in as in the first fight? Probably around the same. Right there, she came in -150, so a little bit bigger of a favorite. Maya +140. I don't get that line personally. I'm personally going Maya in this one. I think she'll just close the distance and either close the distance on the feet or just get it to the ground. I think it's gonna be a boring 3-round 29-28 Maya. So I'm going Jennifer Maya by decision. Who gives a fuck? Personally. Not confident, really, because I think in that division, shit is weird, so. But still. Maya. After that, that's a decent fight, and with a great fighter, Brandon Raw Dog Royval versus Rigel Bantorin. Royval's been on back-to-back L's, dislocating his shoulder versus Moreno and getting finished, and then gassing and giving up against Pantoja. Not great, but for Bantorin, lost to Reborg and KKF, but then came back and beat Matt Schnell. But you beat Matt Schnell, that ain't a fucking accomplishment. So, two fighters who've really not had the greatest, I guess you could say last year and a half. Royval's not won a fight in a minute, beat KKF, who Bantorin did not. Got actually flatlined by fucking KKF. I'm not gonna spend much time on this. I think this is, honestly, forget what I said about Burrito. This might be my lock for the card personally. Royval coming in -165. And I understand why. He's had how many UFC fights? 4? They threw him to the wolves right away. Tim Elliott and Kai Car France, for fuck's sake. And for Bantorin, coming in +140. Personally, I might have Royval like 250. Thinking about it, if he does not gas, I think he easily can win this fight. If he just does not fucking gas, he can win this fight easily. He's easily the better fighter. I don't think that's a fucking question who's the better fighter. And Royval is crazy. He reminds me of a tiny Tony Ferguson. And with that being said, I'm going Brandon Royval by knockout in the second. I think he'll make Bantorin gas, if anything, and then round 2 just go out there as the little crazy man that he is. Get a quick finish, and walk out there with his first W in like a year. So I'm going Raw Dog Royval, probably my lock if I had to pick one. I'm really grasping at straws for a lock, if you can't tell. Even though I'm pretty confident in Royval. I've never saw much of Bantorin. I'm not going to after this fight. Raw Dog, knockout in the second. Why is that not the co-main? Oh, speaking of the co-main, a shit fight. We're only 34 minutes in on the co-main. Wow, this card is really vanilla. Next week's card's a little better, I think. I hope. But now we gotta talk about this shitty co-main. Do I really gotta talk about this fucking fight? Chase Sherman versus Jake Collier. Why the fuck am I talking about this fight? Why is this the co-main and not Roy Valor? Fuck you, what you taking? Would have been a better fucking co-main. These two fucking garbage heavyweights, just because they're heavyweights. Lord have mercy on my soul. I'm so in watch, but I'm gonna be in pain watching. I guess we'll start off with Sherman. 1-2 in the UFC. Beat Ike Villanueva. Lost to Andre Arlovsky and Parker Porter, for fuck's sake. Yeah, not looked great in the last two. Looked okay versus Ike. Ike Villanueva looked pretty bad against Parker and Andre. And for Collier, what he on? In his UFC return, he's 1-2, getting smacked by Tom Aspinall. Can't get mad at that. Beat John Volante, no shocker, and lost to Carlos Felipe. Yeah. So who has fought better, guys? Easily Collier, fucking Felipe, and Tom Aspinall. But who's the better fighter? Neither. Honestly. God, this fight's fucking terrible. This is a fight you stay away from as a bettor. Hell, even as a fan, you probably want to in a way. But, man, being better than the English are extra fucking dumb fuck. Betting wise, Collier is coming in -125 to +105. No, 115 apiece, because I think either guy could win by knockout or just a shitty decision. What do I think's gonna happen personally? God, I don't care. But how the fuck do you pick Jake Collier, man? I just can't. I legitimately just can't. I don't care, dude. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna lean with Chase Sherman again. He's probably gonna bite me in the ass again. But I just can't pick Jake fucking Collier. If he goes out there and sleeps Sherman, okay, I might pick him in his next fight. But right now, Sherman might be garbage. I don't think he's this bad. I think he can still beat Jake Collier. He might not be able to beat Parker Porter, which, God, no, that's not good. But I think he can beat Jake Collier. And I think, hopefully, his best way to do it's in the first. If you honestly ask me who I think has the better gas tank, and who most likely wins the decision, Jake Collier. So, I'm gonna go Chase Sherman by knockout in the first. Hopefully, he gets him out there quick. But God, dude. God, you need this. We expect Collier to be garbage here, at least supposed to be okay. So, I'm going Sherman by knockout in the first. Not confident in the slightest, but you know, gotta pick someone, man. That's why we do love it. Gotta pick someone. Yeah, that's a shit co-main. 2 cans. Now we move on to an amazing main event. Calvin, Boston finisher, Qatar versus Giga Ninja Jikadze. Where do I start with this war? Well, I guess obviously with the red corner, Calvin Qatar. Been off for about a year after Max almost killed him. Before that, beating Danny Ige in a main event, sleeping Jeremy Stevens. Lost to the beat, but would have won if it was a 5-rounder. Beat Carl Lamas, Shane Burgos, Feely. Lost to Juanito Moicano, not a great loss at all. But he's there. He's good. He's very good. I think the Max fight, he actually should have used his block button. But that's a different story. Against Ige and Stevens, he looked really good. Against even the beat, he looked good in a loss. And then, yeah, he looked good against Burgos, Feely, Lamas. So, he's tough. He's very tough. I have Max Holloway's fucking hands. I probably felt like he was punching a brick wall for fucking 25 minutes. I watched his fight with Max about a week ago. He takes so much fucking punishment in that fight. No one, him being off for a year, first of all, might have been the smartest thing a fighter has done. Because he easily probably could have been in there in September, October, not fully recovered. But he decided to take almost an exact year off as of Sunday, the 16th. It'll be 1 year since that fight, and they fight on the 15th. Kind of funny. So he's been off for about a year. He probably did not like having to take a year off his career, but a fight like that, well, you have no other fucking options. And for Giga, he had a really good 2021. He just had a really good UFC career. A surprisingly great performance against Edson Barboza. Doing some to Cub Swanson, you just don't do to Cub Swanson, getting him out there like it was nothing. Head kicked Jamie Simmons, beat Omar Morales, which even I thought like, okay, this might be where Giga takes this out. Nope. Erwin Rivera, Jamal Amers, Brandon Davis. He's had a good UFC career, and he went up in competition pretty much every time. Besides Jamie Simmons, but that's because I think someone pulled out. So he's been going up in competition every time, and this is easily the next step up. This is a good step. Because, let's be honest, most likely you ain't gonna get fucking Calvin Kattar out there in a minute 22 or minute and 3 seconds like he did Cub, where he's probably not gonna finish Kattar like he did Edson. Most likely, just not gonna happen. If it does, hell, I say fuck the Koreans. I'm gonna get Giga in there for a title shot. But not gonna. He's probably gonna take some punishment, which we've really not seen him do. Like, I'm trying to think. If you look at all his fights, what fight has he really took a lot of punishment? Jamalin Irwin, he beat pretty soundly. Brandon Davis, I guess, was his toughest fight. Omar, he pretty much wiped the floor with Jamie Simmons. No question about it. Cub, he fucking, I don't know, he took a punch. Edson, he took a little damage, but not a lot. So he's really not taking much damage. Again, Brendan Davis or fucking, probably that might be his most damage taken in a fight. And even then, he's like, ugh. That was his first UFC fight, so you can give him a little bit of slack. So, I don't know, this is a great fight. Amazing fucking matchmaking. And now, let's look at it. The betting odds are really questionable, and even I gotta say that. Jakadze, minus 230. I've seen 250. It's like, what? I'm a big Giga fan, but dude, he should not be minus 250, 230. I would say minus, I would say minus 140, 150 to plus 130. I think it should be really close. I don't know why Qatar is such a dog. Qatar, yeah, he got his ass beat, and if he doesn't block, yeah, he's gonna get killed. But I feel like a year off, people just look at. I thought people are just looking at Qatar as, oh, the guy who just was a punching bag for Max Holloway. He ain't that. Ask Jeremy Stevens. Ask Dan Ige. Ask Shane Burgos. Ask fucking Ricardo Lums. That's the beat who he would have beat if it was a real main event with 5 rounds. So, I don't know. I think people are really counting out Calvin here. I'm not picking Calvin here, but I think people are very counting him out. This is Giga's. Well, I said this with Edson, but I gotta say again, this is Giga's first super challenge. He most likely he ain't gonna walk through him like he did Edson, Cub, etc., etc. If he does, he's a fucking problem then. But most likely he won't. And with that being said, I'm going Giga Chikadze, English Chikadze. And I'm going decision. I can't see him getting him out there. I personally just cannot see him finishing Calvin. If he does, it's a lucky body shot like the Cub fight. And even then, The one thing I think Giga brings to the table that Max didn't is kicks. And like Max did throw kicks, but no one in that division throws kicks like Giga. Only guy who comes close is Edson, and Edson's easily the best kicker in the division, but Giga easily close number 2. And right, Giga kick, he's gonna be kicking Calvin's legs to shit. He's gonna be kicking his body to shit. He's gonna be punching him in the face. He's gonna be kicking him in the face. Will Calvin stay up and fight back? We'll see. I think this could be the first round or so could be competitive, but after Calvin takes some damage and Giga starts to gas, I could see the pace slowing down to being pretty weird. So I'm going Giga by decision. I think he can do it. So yeah, that's 10 fight card. To go over my picks one last time: Brian Keller by decision, Charles Rosa by decision, Ramiz Brahimov by decision, Joseph Holmes, I'll say probably sub in the second, Burrito by finish in the first. I don't know if I'm going to knock out or sub yet. I'll get back to you on that. Slava Claus by finish in the first, knockout. Jennifer Maya by decision. Brendan Royval by knockout in the second. Chase Sherman by knockout in the first. And Giga Chikadze, decision. My lock for the card, if I had to pick one, I would probably say Brandon Royval. And yeah, even with a lot of fights being canned, a couple of them moved to next week, couple of them, there's been, I think, 3 fights from this card over, just moved to next week, and just had fights canned. So, sucks. We still got 10 fights out of right now, and UFC's back. And then we got UFC 270 next week, which Francis and fucking gone. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm hyped for this week, I'm hyped for next week, and yeah, you'll see me again video-wise on Sunday, same time, 7 o'clock. And like I said, man, 100 subs is my goal. Please, that'd be fucking lit. I'm gonna grow. I want to, man. Yeah, I want the channel to be so. That's my dream, man. That's my dream, man. I have a dream. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck on your picks. Tell me them down below or in the premiere chat thing. If you're watching the premiere, which if you are, thank you. 47 minutes in, you're a real one. And as always, my goats, which is what I'm calling you guys, RX.